Freddie Williams, and I'm going to try to get in some Q&A. These have been building up a little bit. I'm sorry for the absence of response. Some of you guys have actually sent like a text response back, but I'm still going to recover, because I didn't want to leave you hanging, but I'm still going to cover those questions here, just so that I have a video to point to later whenever if somebody else asks that question. So let's see, there's a couple of questions I'm going to include in here because they're pretty short, or they're comments. A user named eerrrrrrfolks states, "Dude, you rock. I love your work. Thank you very much. And what was your first comic published? Who's your favorite comic book characters? And have you ever drawn for anything else besides comics, video games, perhaps?" First of all, thank you. The very first comic book that was ever published that I drew, I'm almost hesitant to say the name of it. I think I might be safe if I say the name of it, because I heard recently that the entire, like, I don't know, storage unit that had the back issues in it was flooded and destroyed, so there probably only exists a couple hundred copies in existence, so you might not even be able to find it anyway. But I just feel weird. I don't know. Up until now, my answer has been a book called War God, it came out from Speakeasy Comics before that independent publisher imploded, I guess. And that's probably, it's still a true answer, because it's like my first, color published work, and the first thing that was published, and that, I don't know, the first work I wasn't embarrassed by, I guess. There's still, it's not perfect by any stretch, but yeah, I'm not gonna say the the first one. All right. Every time my friends come over and they see it, I'm always like, that's one of the few things that really embarrass me, is whenever I show this old comic, and it's not, it's all on me. Like, the inker did a good job, and the writers did a good job and stuff, and I appreciate them having the faith in me to give me the script. I started it like in 1997, and it took me 2 years to finish 3 issues, for goodness sake. Whew. Anyway, it was just, when I look back at it now, it kind of encapsulates all of the stuff that I dislike about my style, then and now. So, anyway. Okay, the next part of that is, who's your favorite comic book character? Definitely Superman, but my favorite to draw is Batman. Batman you can do so much with. Artistically, you can draw him, anything you could do with Superman, you can do with Batman, and you can do more with Batman. So you can draw him looking powerful and noble. I'm talking about Batman now. You can draw him looking powerful and noble with not a lot of shadows on him, just like you could with Superman. But with Batman, you have that creative license that you can go all the way to silhouette. You can just have him be like a graphic shape where he literally has the silhouette of a bat. And that's really cool artistically. If you're under a deadline crunch, you can just make the cape wrap around him, and bam, you basically got him drawn. I don't recommend everyone do that, but it's good on occasion, because variety is good, and also if you have deadline. But Superman's always been my favorite character since I was a kid. So I've had a chance to draw both of them in published comics, which is really cool. I would love to do that more. And the last thing is that he asks is, have you ever drawn for anything besides comics? Yes, I got my very first ever published work. I started in 1999, and that was for a role-playing game company called Palladium Books, which was the very first role-playing game that I ever played. And let's see, I did work for Kevin Symbieta, who runs Palladium from 99 till 2003 or 4 or something. I did a little bit of work, towards the end of 2004, but the heaviest period was from 1999 to 2002 probably. I was doing quite a bit of work for them, and that was really fun, because it was, the negatively ironic thing is that the time that I used to use to role-play Palladium, because it's my favorite role-playing system, when I got assignments from Kevin, suddenly that time that I was using to role play was taken up by drawing. So like my wife, Kiki, who I had just gotten into role playing, and she had gotten, I mean, the bug hit her, bit her really good. And a couple of my friends who we would all role play every week. As soon as I got my first week, or I'm sorry, as soon as I got my first work, all of a sudden the role-playing game sessions had to stop, as long as it was dependent on me to GM, because I don't know about you guys, but to GM, it, you know, very brain power consuming, and I needed to take that time to draw. Now I kept telling everyone, if you guys want to GM, you know, I'll play. I can sit in the room and draw while we're playing, but no one took me up on that. So, okay, and then I'm going to include this one. This is a question by Wishmaster2. Master is spelled with 2 T's. Mastater 2. Have you ever made any art for AVGN, the Angry Video Game Nerd? Yes, I have, actually, over my right shoulder, so it'd be to the left for you guys. You can see a poster on the wall of the Angry Video Game Nerd, and I'll try to cut in the art as well, so you can see it devoid of perspective. I'm a huge James Rolfe fan, and I've never met him or anything, but I basically stumbled across him a few years ago, and then on YouTube, I mean, I think it was, you know, after he was way popular already, I just had not seen him, and I saw one of the videos, and that just made me go, you know, all day I was just hunting down all of his stuff that was on YouTube, and that night I emailed him and I was like, dude, you're the coolest ever. Please let me draw something for you. You know, I'm a big fan. And he said he didn't have any projects coming up, but a couple years ago I had some free time at the end of a year and worked up a fan art poster. Now the poster I did was kind of like a weird mix. It was like an Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie. So it was like James Rolfe is the Angry Video Game Nerd, you know, movie. And at the time I put that together, I just, you know, threw it together as a gag. But recently he's you know, made a video about the movie, that a movie script that him and a friend of his have put together. So I'm gonna hit him up again to see if they can include it on, you know, on the DVD, if it ever, you know, if their movie ever comes out, or even maybe use it for the cover art. That would be really cool. So I hope that helps. Good questions. Please keep them coming. And everyone take care.